Afternoon, Lucas. Welcome, chat. Again, just Lucas. Lucas, you're gonna have to let me know. I'm trying a different audio setup. If you can't hear me or anything, or the noise gate is cutting me out, let me know. All right, we're gonna get right into it. Talking some more. 4 viewers. Streamlabs telling me 1. Welcome, 4 other viewers. If Lucas is not lying to me. Alright, we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna go over some of the Free Britney news. And then we're gonna look at worker centers as it's been manifest in the garment industry, and see what's been effective there in organizing labor. So as always, I forgot to set up browser. There we go. All right. So, both of Britney's lawyers have left. So, both her court-appointed lawyer, who's been with her since 2008, and the attorney from Loeb and Loeb that her court-appointed attorney recently hired, in the last 2 years, I believe, have both left or stepped down from their role. This comes a day or two after Bessemer Trust did the same. Bessemer Trust, another recent addition to the conservatorship saga, were appointed co-conservators of the estate. I believe they were co-conservators with Jamie Spears, and a professional conservator was managing the conservatorship over Britney's person for the past couple years. So Bessemer Trust is left, citing that maybe I have it here. Hold on. Yeah. So we'll start there. So Bessemer Trust, all right, this is on July 1st. Request to resign from the conservatorship. It's a professional wealth management firm. We could kind of skip through some of this. This is the meat. As a result of the conservatives' testimony at the June 23rd hearing, petitioner, Bessemer Trust, became aware that the conservative objects to the continuance of her conservatorship and desires to terminate the conservatorship, firm said in the court filings. Petitioner has heard the conservative and respects her wishes. I don't know if I buy this, but whatever. They're based on her testimony, whether good faith or bad faith are pulling out. And what is interesting to me, and I lack any knowledge on, if this is I guess it's definitely at least bad PR if they remain on the conservatorship after Britney has come out with this damning testimony. or this testimony that's contrary to what the public has seen thus far. So definitely at a PR level, you can see that it's strategic there, and that they want to get out before there's a chance, to take any negative press for this. But then again, I don't know how much an investment firm's, their target audience would care about something like this. And they're not a household name, Bessemer Trust, that they would have any PR considerations there, that there might be negative PR. So then there's the legal ramifications of staying on the conservatorship, and again, I don't know enough about them to understand what the issue would be there if there had been some known or unknown fraud on Jamie's part, or abuse on Jamie's part that Bessemer Trust was aware of, that once this Brittany testimony comes out, they want to distance themselves from any of that abuse or fraud, and that'll be important, I think, when looking at the attorneys jumping ship. So it is ultimately up to the judge, and I don't know. I would assume that the New York Times would update this article if the requests have been granted. And as of this article, Sam, who's now stepped down, as of today, will be staying on. We'll read later that he is staying on as a court-appointed attorney until a new attorney is appointed. But at least till as of 6 days ago, it's not filed the formal request. And sorry, you got a nice gum sound. We know that the June 23rd hearing was an informal request, I believe, just to remove. Yeah, exactly. You got a nice ASMR stream while you get some legal news. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so she had the informal petition, I believe, to just remove her father, and that's where she gives the testimony. And we've been waiting on this formal request to terminate the conservatorship, which Ingham has kind of hidden away from Brittany as an option throughout the time that he's been appointed her attorney, or at least until recently. And I'll read through this here. In a quirk of the conservatorship system, which the New York Times is just calling it a quirk, it's just a little quirk. Spears has to pay for lawyers on both sides, including those arguing against her wishes in court. So this, I think, is an important issue to point out in conservatorships. And I wish I knew some more legal ethics, and maybe this is something to look into for a little bit later. But what conflicts are going on there? And actually, we might get into it a little bit later. Okay, so that's Bessemer Trust leaving. So now we have our attorneys jumping ship. So the lawyer being Sam Ingham, filed papers of withdrawal after the singer said at a court hearing that she wanted a new counsel to represent her and get out of the conservatorship that governs her life. requested on Tuesday, Sam Ingham, that he allowed to be stepped down, becoming the latest party to resign from the arrangement after Miss Spears called it abusive at a hearing last month. Sam Ingham III, a veteran of the California probate system, has represented Miss Spears since 2008. Chat, I promise I could read. When a Los Angeles court granted conservatorship powers to the singer's father and an estate lawyer amid concerns about her mental health and substance abuse. Mr. Ingham was appointed by the court after Miss Spears, who was hospitalized at the time, was found to be incapable of hiring her own counsel. So this is something that we talked about. It's like the beginning of her conservatorship. You're found to be incapable, obviously. Like, the conservatorship is because you can't make decisions for yourself. So, okay, makes sense. You can't hire your own counsel. So the court, in theory, is going to be a neutral third party that's going to appoint you a counsel that has the duty to zealously represent you, and should, in theory, have the duty to keep confidential and private any attorney-client correspondence, related to the legal matter. And you'll, in the law, you look at privilege and confidentiality kind of like in a Venn diagram, and there's times where they overlap, but they are separate. They function separately within the legal ethics and within the attorney-client relationship. Is it a Venn diagram? Because I guess it's all confidential information is not privileged, but all privileged information is confidential. And so don't know if it says it here. So let me just. Anyway, so it doesn't talk about it in here. May have talked about it in another article, but and we definitely talked about it last stream that as a court-appointed attorney, is the duty to, or as an attorney representing his client, is the duty to zealously represent her and keep information privileged and confidential information confidential and privileged. Just that. And for an attorney to break attorney-client privilege is like huge taboo and very rare in the legal world, unless obviously the client breaks the privilege. And the whole theory about behind the attorney-client privilege is it's the client's privilege, and they're the one that they're the only one that could authorize breaking the privilege. But you have the issue here where the court is considering this person just incapable of handling themselves, and they're vulnerable. The court is claiming them to be vulnerable to outside influence, and for that reason, the court has the court-appointed attorney reporting on the conservative. So essentially breaking privilege, breaking confidentiality, to report to the court, to the judge. And I believe, therefore, the conservator and the conservator's attorney. So you really treat it with no autonomy, and the person that's supposed to be on your side, your attorney, by function in this conservatorship, it seems, is not an advocate who's truly on your side and considering your personal best interests. Or more seem to be working in the interest of the conservatorship. Okay. Singer raised questions about Mr. Ingham's advocacy on her behalf, in part because She said in court that she had been unaware of how to terminate the arrangement. Ms. Spears informed the judge that she wished to hire a lawyer of her own. So I think there was some confusion, and there's something that I was confused about as well, and I think I understand better or remember better. The Loeb and Loeb attorney, what is his name? David Nelson, the one that NT had mentioned in the TrueAnon episode, who's kind of he is the numbers guy when it comes to trusts and conservatorships, managing the estates and conservatorships. And so he's brought in by Sam Ingham to help with that portion of the legal work and essentially like the compliance aspect of it and kind of auditing the finances. So he's really not there to advocate on Brittany's behalf to get her out of the conservatorship. Essentially just another kind of like money manager type guy. So now she wants to hire a lawyer of her own in place of Sam Ingham. And, you know, if Loeb and Loeb had not left, David Nelson was there. He may have stayed on as, you know, auxiliary to whoever Brittany hired. But, you know, as we'll see, he jumped ship as well. So Brittany says, I didn't know I could petition the conservatorship to be ended. I'm sorry for my ignorance, but honestly, I didn't know that. My attorney says I can't. It's not good. I can't let the public know anything they did to me. Again, you know, I said this last time. It is not ignorance on her part. And they forced her to get an IUD so she couldn't have children, limited her time with her children and her boyfriend, pretty much over the years have like picked her boyfriends for her. She's made to be, you know, have long and grueling, you know, rehearsal hours and shit like that. See, Lucas, your age is showing. She in 2008 she had a essentially a mental health breakdown, and her father steps in out of nowhere. You know, hadn't been really a part of her life, and all of a sudden wants to come into her life and files for this thing called a conservatorship, in which he manages her money, essentially. And at one point managed her daily life, and that slowly has changed and been altered, but still like things like having an IUD taken out, which she wishes to have taken out, she cannot because they won't let her. So this attorney, who's supposed to be her advocate, is saying, nah, just keep it to yourself. And this guy has made nearly $3 million off giving his client this advice. Keep this to yourself. So he's just been coasting for fucking, 13 years, making $3 million. So when he filed, he also withdrew Loeb and Loeb, which is David Nelson that we just talked about. And he says that he'll continue serving as court-appointed counsel until new counsel is appointed, which leads me to believe that he doesn't think Brittany will be able to hire her own attorney, which to me would be one of the reasons you, as this piece of shit court-appointed attorney who has not been advocating for your client, the reason you would step down is because, you know, theoretically, you don't want to get in the way or make messy the ability for your client to hire her own attorney. We looked at that. We looked at this. So here's more on her counsel stepping down, and then we're gonna look at like some of the actual legal ethics rules on when an attorney could terminate representation. Okay, so the attorneys representing Brittany in the conservatorship. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Law 360 is saying Brittany's conservatorship counsel requested to resign Tuesday, following Spears' testimony last month that the conservatorship was quote unquote abusive. Spears' court-appointed attorney Ingham asked Brenda Penny, the judge, to let him resign once Judge Penny appoints new counsel, according to the court filing. David Nelson was picked by Ingham to help represent Spears, also filed a request to resign. Neither attorney afforded an explanation for the request in their court filing, which was framed as an application for the appointment of new counsel to represent Spears. Okay. This might throw a wrench in my analysis through this, because I don't know the minutia of like the different forms. But it won't, because I think I know the reason. Appointment of counsel to represent the conservatee is necessary to protect her interests because the applicant, who is conservatee's current court-appointed counsel, and Loeb & Loeb, which is associate co-court appointed counsel for the conservatee, have tendered their resignations, the filing states. Applicant requests that said resignations be effective upon the appointment of new court-appointed counsel. Yeah, and then a couple days ago, her longtime manager submitted a request, and he said, he hasn't spoken to her in 2.5 years. Makes sense. We know all this. It's all the same shit. Okay, so we're going to look at the ABA's rule on attorney-client relationships and when an attorney could terminate representation. Actually, I need to look up one other thing. ABA rule on court appointed. No worries. Enjoy your dog walk. Okay. I'm only talking to myself at the moment, we'll go with this. All right. So this is Rule 1.16 in the ABA, decline and terminate representation. Except as stated in paragraph C, a lawyer shall not represent a client, or where representation has commenced, shall withdraw from the representation of a client if the representation will result in violation of the rules of professional conduct or other law. So this is kind of a general, if the rules of professional conduct that you could break, something like a conflict of interest, sleeping with a client would be one, or if you wanted to, or whatever, some creepy shit, things like that, or other law. If it gets talked about more down here, if the client is trying to use the attorney to commit fraud or further a crime, the attorney has any right to withdraw, or has the right to withdraw. The lawyer's physical or mental condition materially impairs the lawyer's ability to represent the client. This sounds like it could be progressive, but I'm sure how it's implemented is not. And if you drop one client, you have to drop all, and then drop your license or some shit like that. The lawyer is discharged. A lawyer may withdraw from representation of a client if withdrawal can be accomplished without material adverse effect of the interests of the client. So, like, in theory, because Brittany is just going to be appointed another court-appointed counsel, there's not going to be a material adverse effect on her interest because he's staying on board. The fuck is his name? Sam, whatever. I have here Ingham is staying on board until the new attorney is appointed. So that there really shouldn't be any break in her representation that would, materially affect the outcome of her case. The client can persist in a course of action involving the lawyer's services that the lawyer reasonably believes is criminal or fraudulent. That's what we talked about before. So this is kind of lower than if you actually know that they're using it to perpetuate crime or fraud. 4, the client insists upon taking action that the lawyer considers repugnant or with which the lawyer has a fundamental disagreement. And this is one of the ones that I would kind of put Ingham's under. And it's a stretch. And again, this is weird with conservatorships because honestly, it seems like a lot of kind of your basic legal ethic rules don't apply to the lawyer's actions in these conservatorships. Like I said, breaking confidentiality, breaking privilege, the conflict of interest oddities. And that's kind of what comes in play here. The client insists upon taking action that the lawyer considers repugnant. So like they can't be part of the conservatorship because of what the conservator is doing to the conservatee. So I'd be interested in a deeper analysis under this number 4 here. Number 5 is inapplicable. Number 6 is as well, but this is kind of like the Rudy Giuliani if Rudy wanted to leave representation because Trump wasn't paying him, but he's a sycophant and is just gonna, glom on to Trump for as long as he can to have some sort of grift, regardless of whether he's getting paid. other good cause for withdrawals exist. So I think there's got to be something under 4, 7, or criminal. Because the conservators are abusive towards Brittany. Same thing here. Another good cause may be something as, very conspiratorial within the conservative and possibly with the judge. Or Ingham knows about the practices of the conservator and what he's been doing to Brittany for 13 years, hence him telling her, somewhere in here to keep it quiet, keep it to yourself. Maybe now that she has released it to the public, he's getting quite afraid, and is stepping back. Okay, that's all the things we talked about. That was an unhelpful rule or unhelpful comment. And I guess I need this actual rule. Okay. So I just want to go over conflict of interest. Just, to highlight some of the issues we see with the Brittany conservatorship. Except as provided in paragraph. All right, so this is conflict of interest in current client-lawyer relationship. Except as provided in paragraph B, a lawyer shall not represent a client if the representation involves a concurrent conflict of interest. Concurrent conflict of interest exists if representation of one client will be directly adverse to another client. But the issue here is you end up playing the game, who's the client? Is Brittany ever the client? Or is Brittany always the client? Because she's always paying for it. Even if her father is the one hiring the attorneys that are, adverse to her being removed from the conservatorship. 2, there's a significant risk that the representation of one or more clients will be materially limited by the lawyers. Wow, I cannot talk today. Let's go back to the top. There is a significant risk that the representation of one or more clients will be materially limited by the lawyer's responsibilities to another client, a former client, or a third person, or by a personal interest of the lawyer. There is a significant risk that the representation of one or more clients will be materially limited by the lawyer's responsibilities to another client. So you could say that for significant risk of the representation of one or more clients materially limited. So Brittany's attorney this one's hard because Brittany's attorney is not representing the conservatorship in any way, but his responsibilities to his client as Brittany or severely limited by the interest of keeping the conservatorship going in order to maintain the payments from the estate. Because he's not gonna continue to be Brittany's attorney and make $10,000 a week if the conservatorship's not in place. So, though Brittany's scenario or a fact pattern with how the conservatorship and the attorneys interact does not squarely fit into either of these, arguably the theme running through each of these individually kind of fits in into what's going on in Brittany's circumstances and highlight what makes it so ugly and kind of squeamish to think about, that her attorneys truly don't have her best interest at heart and are set up in a way that they can't. Okay, so now you go into the exceptions. So these are the only two ways that a conflict is created, and at least in this model, conflict of interest, which I believe I'm talking out of my ass, but I hope that California follows, because then this analysis isn't great. But I'm too lazy to find out if California does that. But any variation is going to be similar. They might detail it out a little bit more, but it'll be roughly fall into these patterns and these themes. So the exceptions: notwithstanding the existence of a concurrent conflict of interest under paragraph A, a lawyer may represent a client if. So exceptions. Lawyer reasonably believes that the lawyer will be able to provide competent and diligent representation to each affected client. So the lawyer says, like, okay, I think despite this icky conflict, I trust myself. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. But it doesn't neatly fall into either of these categories, because, like, on paper or like above water, the attorney isn't representing both sides. It's like when you peel the layers back to see, what the payment is, what the interests of the attorneys would be, is where you start to see the themes of, like, I was saying that her attorney's representation of her is materially limited by his interest in the conservatorship continuing, because that's how he's making his bread. But he could argue under this exception that despite that potential interest, he's still, I'm a court-appointed attorney. I'm going to diligently represent my client. And, we're not looking, breaking like one of the first rules of law school, like start at the statute. But so I didn't start at the conservatorship statute. Honestly, because I don't know what it is. And I don't know California law. And this makes for better content. So conservatorship law may straight up say, like, yeah, we recognize this conflict, but it's okay. And if it does, that's really fucked up still. So the analysis stands. The representation does not involve the assertion of a claim by one client against another client represented by the attorney in the same litigation or other proceeding or tribe. So this is saying, like, it's outside, it's two separate pieces of litigation. The representation does not involve the assertion of a claim by one client against another client. Oh, okay. So it's just like they're not suing each other, which kind of plays into the same idea where the interests lie. And then, of course, consent. But could you ever say, they're arguing that Brittany can't consent to her, hiring her own lawyer. How can she consent away such a conflict? If we are saying that there is one. All right. Rick Angles, don't go. I need to take a piss. We're going to watch a little video after on garment workers in LA. Talk about that a little bit more. Probably for about another... This one might be longer, but hoping like a half hour, 45 minutes, and then maybe I'll try to play some video games, but gotta take a piss, so I will be right back. So I'm back, and yeah, efficiency. I had an epiphany, and I'm a piss epiphany, and I'm gonna change up how we're gonna talk about this a bit, and we might make it an ongoing thing. So I'm gonna start this way. We're gonna work backwards from what I thought. Did he not? You'll never know. All right. I know I shut my camera off. I did it on purpose. So, we're starting with worker centers. Worker centers are, have a decently long history in the U.S. workforce, and are kind of a reaction in the 70s and 80s to the rejection of the of the New Deal politics and the rise of Reaganomics. So as we moved away from unions and union work, and we saw kind of a bigger an increase in the informal economy. You saw workers look for different ways to organize and advocate for themselves, and educate their communities in ways to get better working conditions, set a wage floor, deal with some of the auxiliary problems that come with with low wage work and poor working conditions. So you see them pop up in the 70s and 80s, and it's largely in. Actually, let me show you this one because it'll illustrate. So by 2005, this is what the state of worker centers looks like, and we have them popping up around a good portion of the country. And maybe I'll find a better image from more recent. Maybe I'll put Lucas on that case. The number of worker centers by state in like 2015 or onward would be great. So you see, New York has 23 by 2005, California 29, both on the ground floor of worker centers, New York specifically, and as we'll read, worker centers are largely they're largely low wage jobs, low wage work, and are largely tied to immigrant communities and are organized around immigrant communities. And a lot of times, historically, we've seen that it's not necessarily a specific job site that's being organized in this way, or a specific type of work. It's very much community based, and so may even be, could say more based off of, grouping off of ethnicity or community, just location. So that being said, that's why you see California, who, again, has a progressive labor history, not so progressive anymore, but in the grand scheme of things in the US, generally New York, California are going to be on the forefront of these different type of labor initiatives or advocacy organization. And then smaller states, you're going to see less. States that have less immigration, you're going to see less of it. But then obviously you have places like Texas who, despite... We're not capturing my cursor. Yeah, we are. That's annoying. Texas, despite having a huge immigrant workforce and immigrant population, only has 7. So, this is obviously going to be tied to politics and the reactionary politics of conservative states, especially in 2005, kind of at the height of the politicization of like the illegal immigrant. So what are worker centers? So historically, and we'll read this from Wikipedia, don't listen to any of your teachers or professors. Wikipedia is a great place to start, maybe even to get some sources if you look down here, but you always vet them. You always do good research, like regardless of where you get a fucking source. But Wikipedia is not, carte blanche, a bad place to start or to get some information. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, so worker centers are nonprofit, community-based mediating organizations that organize and provide support for communities of low-wage workers who are not already members of collective bargaining organizations, so unions, or are legally excluded from coverage by U.S. labor laws. Agricultural workers, farm workers are excluded from the NLRB. Agricultural work has also been, one of again, because of the immigrant community, and because of the inability to access unions, worker centers have grown in that section. in that sector. Sorry. And that's pretty much what I said. So low wage works, restaurant, construction, day labor, agriculture. So this is like the crux of what they do. And I'm just going to leave it up here and, read for yourself if you want. But it's a lot of education and advocacy work. It's a community organization. It's 3 steps down from mutual aid. Mutual aid light. It has kind of that goal in mind, but it's still working within, the capitalist structure, and is really working as a way to provide these workers access to the system. And like it said, it's a mediating. At first I was reading that and I didn't like mediating organization, but that makes sense the more you think it out. They're mediating this low wage workers experience with the capitalist system, and they're helping guide that. And a lot of times when these worker centers begin, they are nonprofits, and they could potentially be non-community members, but most of them, and most of the good ones, do have the goal of kind of inaugurating a class of the people that they worked with to begin with, and kind of passing the torch to them, providing them the skills to do this community organizing work, activist work, and so that they could take over. And like I said, a lot of the good ones do that. But again, the idea of them so far, and I'm sure this is not a generalization of all worker centers, and I'm sure there's some that are more focused on traditional mutual aid, and what a leftist would hope for mutual aid to provide. But for the majority, it seems to be that they're working as this mediating system, or a mediator to the capitalist workforce, providing English language services so that you have better access to the social services provided for you, even if they are provided bilingual. And the English language service instruction also allows people to access those jobs more readily, because they have English, helping with unpaid wage claims. Like, that's essentially like filling out the forms and telling them what forms to get. Usually in those instances, it's not like a union wherein your union representative could be there to help advocate on your behalf in an unpaid wage claim. It's more of like, we have printouts at the worker center of the forms you need for it, and we'll sit there and help you fill it out. Once you submit it, like, we can't do anything else for you. Leadership development, that's what I was talking about, where they're a lot of times it begins with people outside the community trying to organize, but their goal is to develop those skills within the community itself to run it. Educational activity, advocacy and organization, access to healthcare. So that's like helping them navigate the ACA website and things like that. So a lot of it are, like I said, these auxiliary these things that are ancillary to your job or your work site, but it's just like very much this community based organizing and activities. Rights and immigrant rights trainings, or worker rights and immigrant rights training. address specific workplace grievances. So like I said, starting in the late 70s, early 80s. Apparently. Okay, so in South Carolina, New York City's Chinatown. Okay. They grew out of a response to neoliberal policies that resulted in declining working conditions in manufacturing, factory closings, and an increase in low-wage service sector jobs. Worker centers were also created in reaction to disparities of pay and treatment between African American and white workers, as well as exploitation within ethnic economic enclaves and in the broader economic, including informal sector, were also major catalysts. That was a weird sentence. Early 80s or late 80s to early 90s, second wave of worker centers appeared as large groups of new Latino immigrants were fleeing civil wars in Central America, arrived in suburban urban regions, all searching for economic, and Southeast Asian immigrants all searching for economic opportunities. Worker centers were established by numerous individuals, institutions. So this to me, well, let me read this and then we'll come back to it. Last wave of worker centers began in 2000 to the present. Many worker centers were expanding not only in the city but also in the suburbs. Blah blah blah. Higher, not only the okay. So what I want to say here is this is kind of where you begin to see NGOs coming in, faith-based organizations. And you get, the neoliberal policies that they're trying to escape. They just get trapped by them later on. Because you got the nonprofit industrial complex. Kind of profiting and perpetuating the exploitation of these groups of people. And you see that throughout the 2000s. And like I said, though, there are those that focus on educating the community, making the community leaders. A lot of times, even those are run by NGOs that are frankly a parasite on the system, on a parasitic system. So hopefully we begin to see more and more actual community-based worker centers, and those worker centers that are doing more than mutual aid light. Sorry, I am deciding if I want to keep reading, if I want to save this for another day and play some video games, because we're I already talked about that. So like one of the ways I am going to play video games. In a few minutes, I'll play some. One of the ways that... Well, then I'm gonna change the name, Lucas. Come on. There's an edit button. Yeah, so what I was going to say is one of the ways that, we can move beyond the mutual aid light, maybe just mutual aid light, is, the access to healthcare. If that access to healthcare was creating a fund, wasn't just, that is the one good thing, is they're flexible. And this is why I'm talking about these, is because they don't get enough attention. And they are a flexible way that you could collectively come together and support each other within the system, and it doesn't matter the status of your employment, whether it is as an employee or an independent contractor. It's just a way of sharing resources and supporting one another. So, I guess what I'm saying is there are ways to improve it, like creating funds and raising money that could be distributed amongst members for unexpected health emergencies, or if you're talking about a specific sector, that if something like COVID were to happen again and a specific sector is out of a job, well, if that worker center that is part of the community of that sector of work has been raising money, then there's a pot that it could distribute to its members. And this gets into like crowdsourcing as a way to replace what government should provide, but this is at least in a more organized and better way than putting shit up on individually on fucking GoFundMe. This is a way, at least you're creating solidarity with one another in a community setting, and could collectively raise those funds and divvy it out democratically. If only we had a government willing to provide the most basic of human needs to its constituents. Yeah, exactly. But we don't. Constituents are the people that a politician represents. So the president of the United States, all of his constituents are all the citizens of the United States, and the people within the United States. But the mayor of New York City, his constituents are just the people of New York City. Whereas the governor of New York, his constituents are all the people within New York State. You better tell your social studies teacher that you learned that word from a streamer and that they didn't do a good job of teaching you. So we could go into more detail next time, but I'll go through this website. How old do I think you are? My guess is 15. If I'm going to give a range, I'm going to say 13 to 17. So this is one worker center that came out of, I don't know if it says when. It's either the late 90s or early 2000s, when LA is seeing big pushback in their garment industry. And one of the ways a lot of the fast fashion works is they will, born in, so 14. You're going to be turning 14. I was pretty damn close with my 15 guess. All right, 13 to 17. So you better tell your social studies teacher you're learning about law and politics and what the word constituent means from a streamer for free. And you're paying her taxes and, paying her salary through taxes, and she's not teaching you. Sorry, I just gendered her as a her, and we don't, might be a male teacher. I was a male teacher. All right. So Garment Worker Center, they, like what they do, or is what they do. Typically pre-COVID, they would provide like a physical space to go. But they do a lot of this type of shit. Just kind of like education stuff. It serves as don't believe anything you're taught in school. Only believe me, I'm always right. just like education stuff on lost wages, rent and utilities, kind of like basic, like I said, just mediating their experience with capitalism, but providing kind of like a one-stop shop for them instead of having to, individual people having to do their own research on the subject. They could be pointed in the direction of this website or this physical space. They could go to a meeting, and they have much more access to it, and can work and support each other, kind of in solidarity with their circumstances. But like we've said, it definitely provides a flexible option that could be used, but the way that it's being implemented right now, we definitely need to go beyond it and make it look more like mutual aid. So next time we'll go into some more of what they do, talk about how they might be expanded, and maybe look at some examples. But now we are going to play video games. But first, I'm gonna go pee again. I'll let Rick handle Lucas's education, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Lucas, I'll play Breath of the Wild, so I'll be back. I'll set up Breath of the Wild, and be back. Thank you. I was saying, Lucas, you did not know what you were getting into when you asked that question. And I said my 4th of July was good. I chilled. How was yours? Whew. Thank you, Dan Simpson, for the raid. Look at that. Much appreciated. I was just switching over from some thank you for the follows, everyone. I was moving over from some legal news into playing some video games. And you all missed Lucas getting educated on why he should not believe anything that his social studies teachers teach him. And we had Rick Angles blasting us with the good leftist take of how our social studies system upholds capitalism. All right, so thank you for the follows. Thank you again, Dan Simpson, for the raid. We are taking on a divine beast in Breath of the Wild. So you got to see me absolutely fail at baby games if you have stuck around. Okay, like that. Apparently I need to attack. Oh, all right. There we go. Lucas, you're gonna have to instruct me once again on what the fuck I'm doing. Hope you got your shock arrows ready. Oh, I will. I also need... I think I need to go headphones. Yeah. It's because the game noise was coming out of the headphones. It would help if I had them on. Don't forget your loot. Thank you. I'm notorious for getting my loot. All right, I got my shock arrows ready. Where the fuck am I going? Not jumping off the edge. Am I gonna go up? A nest in the water? Well, I am absolutely horrible at the puzzles. Do I shoot this dude? Did it work? I killed it. Yeah, I need a walkthrough on all of them. Nope. I am gonna get this loot though. There we go. That's it? Come on, that's lame. All right. Am I, do I have some way to get through this? Do I just need to go up? Am I neglecting one of my... Nope, can't do that. Anything? Oh, there we go. Okay, what did I do? I have to go to that first. Keep going on that. All right. Oh, I forgot I could. Oh. I'm cranking. I'm cranking. Go the other way. Won't let me go the other way. Am I cranking the wrong way? The platform on the left. Ah, I see. Okay. I had it. I had it. I got that chat delay. Ah, I see. I see. Yeah, that's what I did law, not engineering. That was for a reason.
There are 4 terminals remaining.
Don't give up. All right, I won't. I won't. All right, that was a success. Am I going up? Behind the gate. Can I like crank something in here? No. I could lift the gate. With the ice, right? I figured it out. Look at that. I feel like if Elon Musk had his way, he would model all of his technology like this. Like all those sycophants would just try to make like weird medieval magical technology so when they rule over us as our technocratic lords, we'll be mystified.
You've obtained the map of the divine beast. You will see several glowing points on your map which represent the terminals that control Ruta. Take Ruta back by activating all of the terminals. Be careful.
Will do. We got 3 left. Nope, gotta go up. Okay. Just checking. If anyone's still sticking around from Dan's chat, if you're interested in some more Free Britney analysis about the lawyers leaving, check out the VOD from earlier, or the first part of the stream. Also talked about oh, I gotta get, hold on. Oh, I'm really bad at my inventory. I discussed worker centers as well. So we're looking at worker centers, which are a not often talked about form of organizing that's much more flexible than unions, that's used a lot in low-wage sectors, particularly the garment industry, day laborers, and like construction. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I talked about while also moving around. You hit right on the D. Yeah, I know I can, but I just always like panic and hit the start button. But yeah, so talked about Free Britney, her lawyers leaving, and some of the conflict of interests that you kind of see in conservatorships. Yeah, there's panic when I'm getting attacked, and I'm hitting the wrong button now, like I'm playing Xbox. And then definitely worker centers, very important to talk some more about. So that one, I did a brief introduction, and then I would like to continue that and do a little deeper dive. God damn it. Y is jump. Okay. I'm not getting up there that way. All right, now I will focus on putting this in stasis. Huh? And then jumping up and grabbing that thing. Can I not stop the time? Can I start up this? No. You got this puzzle. Nope, it looks like I gotta start over. Jump on the gear and ride it. Okay. When I get back there, I will. I was trying to shill for my VOD and I got distracted. Come on. I gotta get better at managing my stamina. Alright. I get into this gear. Ah. Good tip. And I always forget. Alright. This is why I'm the best baby game streamer on the platform. Alright. Used the ledge on the outside. Can I stop the time of this one, though? That's what I want to know. I need to get up there. I thought I did. Okay. Need a silver object, yeah. What? There we go. Well, now how do I move it to get where I need to go? Yeah. Well, now I gotta get on the outside. Lucas, you're gonna have to start timing how long it takes me to do these puzzles. I just do it from here? Boom. What did you say, Lucas? We have told you how to do a lot. Almost everything. Ah, thanks. Sometimes I need help. Alright. So I got this one. I need to eat an apple or something. Boom. Hardy radish. Okay. So I got this guy. Now I gotta get this other dude over here. Right? This one. Which looks like it's got some junk here that's stopping it from moving. No. I have no arrows. Okay. Cool. Once he understands the mechanics, he won't need help. Yeah, I know, but I keep like putting the game down and playing other things. I really should just like spend some time getting used to it. No? I would have thought. The eye of the mouse if you want it to go away. Okay. But its eye's not over here. Damn it. Really thought I was going to be sly and be able to get it. B, not Y. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Well, I could make this move again, right? Not help me any. That's so annoying. Across the gear. What do you mean by that, Lucas? Ah. I could go that way. I see. I see, I see. Oh, you son of a bee. Fuck did I land? Alright, I got it this time. I really need to stop running out the stamina. Okay. Nice. Okay. I'm here. No, Lucas, where to? Oh, you know what? Can I do this? That help me, honey? Use my map. The fuck is this? Ah. Okay. Is that gonna get this shit to move? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I gotta break this, don't I? And I gotta use a bomb to do it? No. Oh, this is just a chest. That's whatever. Okay. We'll come back to that. Okay. Ah. Okay. I see. I see what's going on. That doesn't help me. Ah. Can't use it yet. God damn it. Okay. I understand it now. We good now? Come on, move faster, move faster, move faster. Oh my god. Alright. Chat, I promise you. This time I shine. I really fucked up. Let's see where the trunk put it. I might have to play around that way. First, I need to, you know, get into the fucking thing. Okay. How are we looking? Ah, there's some spike things that looks like I want to avoid. Okay. Boom. Told you this time was it. I felt it.
There are 2 terminals remaining. You're nearly there.
All right. And look, I didn't even get caught in the thing. All right. So now I got to go to this thing's head. I did the wrong one, I think. Can I? No, didn't break it. All right, whatever. I'm not wasting my time for like an ancient gear. Okay. I see what I need to do. It's fine. Some sushi, and we're good. Off we go. Oh no. What am I getting rid of? Okay. Did I do something good? I don't know. We'll find out. For all those who followed or are still in the chat, thank you again. I appreciate it. I'm trying to work my way up to affiliate. Okay, that's not where the next thing is. Trying to work my way up, so I really appreciate all the follows, and shouts out Dan Simpson for the raid. Alright, looks like I need to get up there. Yep. Trunk down. Dan Simpson is a G. Alright. That thing stops moving. How in the world do I get up there? Surely not this way. Alright, lame. Alright. For fun, we're trying a different way. Oh, go up. Oh, that's as far as it goes? Alright, that foils my plan. I was gonna make myself an elevator. Trying to get up to the brain. The brain. Alright, I'm in its ass right now. Okay. This I could have stopped. I don't need you flowing. Stop. Okay. Dash away, dash away, dash away all. Get me up here. Around. That's why I should stick to Pokemon. I'm glad you guys are getting to see some fantastic content. Boy who doesn't know what buttons to press. Again, this is its ass. I need to get up, not to its ass. Ah. Is this the way? This might be the way. No? I see where I need to go. Come on. No, not enough to get me moving. Beautiful. I will not fall off this fucking gear. Okay. That's not the way. Yeah, I know how to rotate it, but so I have to get up there, right? I don't see how to get up there. Like, I know I could. I'm trying to get up there. And then if I go this way, it just leads me, I guess, probably the way that I have to go. No, don't rotate it yet. Fucked up. I'm just gonna get this one. It seems I could maybe get it there. Make it easy on myself because I know where this one is. I guess I have to go all the way down. I was just afraid it was gonna make me slide all the way down. Yeah, I know. There's such trash. Not even like an opal. All right, Lucas. So if I like, can I glide around or am I just going to fall into the water? Oh, but can't I go up waterfalls? Okay. apparently can't glide down. Oh, from the head glide down. Gotcha. I see. That makes sense. Okay. Now I assume I tilt it back up a bit. Yeah, I'm smart sometimes. I almost died again, but it's fine because apparently I need to go up some more. Oh, are you serious, game? Come on. There we go. Inch by inch. We get there.
Just one terminal remaining.
I have faith in you. All right. Now go do the fire one. I'm going. Boom. Where's the... Oh, there it is. You're dead. Yeah, I got it. No? We're not... It wouldn't move it all the way there? Alright. How do I get water here? Oh, you stupid thing. Yeah, well, I know it's the trunk, but how do I get the trunk's water in here was my question. Golden. Boom. No? I went too far. Oh, wrong button. That's the one. I did it.
activated all the terminals. Now you can start the main
I think for
control
4
room.
puzzles, I did pretty damn well.
There should be a new glowing mark on your map. Head there. Be careful not to let your guard down.
Oh, I have to go to the ass now? Is there a quick way to the ass, Lucas? Die? Oh, looks like I found it. See, I'm smart. I could figure things out. Oh no. Calamity Ganon. Oh no. Do I have to... Oh no. Alright. Now we watch Mike die a lot.
Please take care. That thing is one of Ganon's creations.
I have like 3 shock arrows.
But it proved to be my
That's
demise
it.
100 years ago. Regardless, I believe that you are well prepared for this moment. I have faith in you.
Right.
Careful, that spear has a long reach.
Seriously? I like my way. Did you expect anything less on my first time around? Appreciate it, Lucas. Fly to the butt. Do I have to watch the fucking cutscene again?
Careful,
Okay,
that spear
nice.
has a long reach.
Ooh, I didn't die this time. I'm assuming I need to get him in the eye. Oh, man. Wow. Oh no. He's gonna move on me. We're really close. Ah, I overshot him on that one. No way. No way that got me. Where's he popping up? Where'd he go? Yeah, where'd he go? Is he trying to sneak attack me? Did he like move to a new arena? Oh, oh no. Get behind the thing. Okay. Safe. Is there any way to... Is there any way to melee attack him? Or is it just like not worth it and I didn't come with enough arrows? So I'm screwed. Do I have to like go restock up on arrows and come back? It's asking a lot. All right. What button's Flurry Rush? Okay. That was practice. Good. I know how to swing and how to... You get the Flurry Rush when you get the timing right. Okay. This may be a 2-day boss. I may have to lose a few times and then come back to him fresh. I'll for sure go on after work, probably same time tomorrow. So, you know, got all these new followers. Got to keep them happy. Got to give them the content, you know. So am I like completely out of arrows now? No, I still have my 7. Okay. Is there any special time that I should get him? I shouldn't shoot him while he's disappearing. No, that's probably... Yeah, but his spear is so long. Even if I backflip into the spear. Yeah, at least I tried. Am I able to leave and come back with more arrows? Oh, it seems so. When he attacks forward, side jump. Oh, I didn't realize I could go this way that whole time. Okay.
Careful, that spear has a long reach.
this one's it. This one's it. Eat my sushi. Oh, I got out of the way of that one. Get out of here. Ah.
Take care now.
Yeah, I know. I can't get too close. Alright, I'm gonna shoot him for a second. Let him move. You gonna teleport? Okay. This doesn't seem good. Is he just hanging?
Not much room to operate.
Still gonna hide behind here. Oh, I'm in the water. Alright. That sucks. I gotta get away from the water. This is no good. Oh no. Yeah, but I don't know how to attack him.
Defend yourself.
Ah!
Use ice block.
Oh, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Nice. Lefty. I know, I could just hit him away. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. Thought I could avoid
Are
him.
you okay?
Holy Toledo. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna tackle this tomorrow. Tomorrow we start with this, then I'll do some news or whatever, and then I'll come back to Breath of the Wild. But that's all I got in for me today, Lucas, and the rest of chat. Again, thank you all for the follows. Thank you, Idan Simpson, for the raid. Much appreciated. Anyone who followed again, thank you very much. I know, but I don't have it in me right now. It's the brain's getting fried. It's not gonna be cute. All right, it's not gonna be cute if I keep playing. I will see you tomorrow, Lucas, and I will take on the Water Ganon and beat him. But thank you all for joining me today. This has been my stream. I'm Cut the Mic. Have a nice evening to you all. Bye bye.